Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Drifting Lands. During the last part, I completed up to Mission 7, which was Let's Cut Their Profits 1. Normally I would continue on directly to Let's Cut Their Profits 2, but I want to complete the Midnight Express mission first, because I want to increase my cut of the profits over 10%, and I got the 5 armor plates needed. Just to demonstrate, in the hold, I have the 5 armor plates that I will be dumping when I get the signal. Let's hope it's the correct one though, otherwise I'll have to repeat the mission. Once I get the signal, I'll have to drop all those 5 armor piercers through the airlock. So let's do this. The missions right now aren't too bad, but I suppose once we get over mission level 11, we'll actually unlock difficulty 2. Also I realized something. See the sparkle thing over here? That's what I need to stay in order to get focus. I didn't realize what that was in the previous part, but yeah, that's what I need to do in order to get better focus. For the infiltrator, what I need to do is get close enough to the enemy bullets and graze them, just like in many bullet hell shmups, to get extra points. Whereas for this one, the Marauder, I need to stay in this circle area, which is somewhat arbitrary. Stay in it as long as possible, and my focus level will increase. For the... what was the name of that ship? Oh, for the Centennial, it's when I'm regenerating shields is when my focus meter will go up. I forget what the focus does, but I suppose that affects what the number of credits you'll get. Unfortunately for this ship, grazing bullets doesn't really do anything. And I think I'll switch over to the laser weapon soon enough, because I want to at least get some more consistent firepower compared to this one. It can be a little bit harder time to see where the sparkle is, but especially when there are a lot of bullets on screen, but it isn't too bad. I also gotta pay attention when I get the signal. And also for every hit I take, my focus meter goes down. Ow. Just like that. Yeah, some of these segments can be a little bit hectic to go through. Especially with all these mines, my goodness. But at least my ship shows a rough circle around it when it shows that I'm gaining focus, which I do highly appreciate. It's a nice little bit of feedback. Also, my kill streak bonus, credit kill streak bonus, actually has a recharge rate. That's why it has a short delay between each of the kill streaks. I suppose that's for balance purposes more than anything else. Otherwise you can get some really crazy kill streaks over a long period of time. Oh, wonderful, it's this segment. I hate the minefield segment like this because if you're not careful, you can easily get killed by all these mine layers. Or stuff like this. Because if you get caught behind, well, you'll get hit by one of those mines if you don't continuously move forward, especially with those explosive mines. I'm going to try getting up to focus level 10. I was able to do that in another file with the interceptor when I was testing something. So let's see if I can get through here. Get to focus level 10. Which is the max, by the way. Of course, the fact that this circular halo or target area changes makes it a little bit more challenging. I just need to make sure to use all my abilities, especially the flame sword because it has a long enough range. Oh wow, that's going to be a little bit hectic. I haven't seen a signal just yet. Ow. Alright, we're on focus level 9, we're getting a pretty sick kill streak. Oh, they're coming from the top. These are the Seeker series. Another one of these areas. Especially with this mech, oh goody. Yeah, there always seems to be a minefield just before I fight this boss. I do not like this, of course, because it's really easy to get hit by stuff. Not to mention all these spread cannons. Whoa. Not to mention all these spreaders. Okay, let's drop everything into the airlock. Okay. That should be it. Darn, I almost made it to focus level 9, but I got hit too many times. Well, at least we have to drop stuff out of the airlock at the end of the mission instead of in the middle of the mission. That's nice. Alright, let's visit Tornius. I keep mistaking his name for other things. I first called him Tornicius, then now Tornius, but I don't remember that being his correct name. Oh yeah, and also with the release of the game, which at the time of recording is today, they actually added an intro cinematic which explains the storyline of this game. Essentially, Earth was almost depleted of its resources, then somehow it blew up and almost billions of people died, but humanity and machines survived, and we have this broken landscape of drifting objects, so the ground doesn't really exist other than volcanic magma and whatever else. But of course, there are a lot of corrupt corporations who rule totalitarian states, or cults or whatever. That's what Redemption is, one of them. And the Ark is one of the free remaining bastions of humanity who fight for survival against the robotic armies and enemy pilots, I suppose. Oh, so I guess those are what the leaderboards are for. But I'll need to switch over to the Interceptor to get better stats for that. Oh yeah, it says right here, it's the leaderboards. Well, I think I got over 10%, but before that, let me go back to the hangar and dump everything out of there. And I got the multi-dash ability, which I won't be using right now. I like my current ability set. Also, I forgot we have this button, which we can transfer everything immediately. Also, I really like it to how you can switch between each individual plate armor if it's low on stuff. Also, I can just upgrade navigation and fix the problem here. I'm a little bit concerned about the skill points limit, or attribute point limit. Maybe it'll increase per ship, and that's just a balancing thing. As much as I would like the dual Gatling, I'd rather have the wave Gatling for now. But I would really like, in comparison to everything else, I'd probably want to get a laser at this point. They only fire straight ahead, but still that's pretty powerful. There's a single laser like I was referring to. Let's try the double cannon for a change. Let's travel back to the hangar. I do wish you could actually switch weapons in mission, but I suppose that would kind of be broken. I want that because there are 4 different weapon types: physical, magnetic, plasma, and something else, if I recall correctly. But you take what you can. Well, I'll take what I have right now. Alright, let's cut their profits too. Hopefully I'll be able to unlock a mission grade 2. Off screen I also modified my recording method, mainly because I thought that there was a little bit too much stuttering in the previous parts. I think it was due to all the lighting and other stuff. Hopefully this will fix the problem, but I'm not sure with some of these configurations. But it does run a bit smoother overall, which I do like. And recording with the GPU, I'm recording right now with the CPU, as recording with the GPU actually adds even more stuttering. And these ships look a little bit different. And on that note, considering how many totalitarian corporations there are, I wonder if we're going to be fighting any other corporations other than Redemption. Or we're going to only be focused on that. Well, there are over 100 levels in this game, I suppose, so perhaps we will be fighting other corporations. We might as well.
Killing streak.
Yeah, the cannon's a little bit slower, but it deals a lot of damage when it can hit the targets. So it's really good against bosses or really tough enemies, I suppose.
Killing streak.
Like stuff like this. Now I can hit him from long range and not be worried about taking damage. I don't need to get running up into them in order to deal a lot of DPS. Once again, I'm going to try getting up to about the level 10 focus. Or at least try to.
Focus up.
Sometimes the ore or orb which you need to stay in is in rather inconvenient locations, as you can see here. Whereas with the other mechs or other ships, well, for an infiltrator or interceptor, I keep mixing up the names, I can just graze bullets at any point and I'll get the increased focus. And for the Centennial, well, as long as I'm regenerating shields, I'll get more focus in that regard. So those are, I have more control over those, but this one I have to stay in the circle, which is kind of unfortunate. I just need to make sure not to take any points of damage, otherwise that's going to slow down my progress. Oh, there's a new enemy type. I wonder if each of these enemies, each different enemy type has their own set of drop tables of what items they can drop. If so, I'll have certain areas that I'll have to farm in the future to get the best gear. Specifically epic and legendaries. At least I can somewhat delay the ending of each mission if I'm good enough. As you can see, with just one volley, I can just one-shot these things. Those mechs. Ow, that was my fault. Also liking we have different music. Oh, that was close. Oh, another one of these segments. Thankfully I can... Okay, I got the max focus, good. And that gave me an achievement. If you get max focus or focus level 10 using each one of the ships, you get an achievement. Now there is a certain restriction on that because there's a much easier way of increasing your focus level, which I don't have yet. And that should be the end of the mini-boss. Mission accomplished. Alright, let's continue on to that. Oh, it's another thunderstorm mission. Well, let's hope my changes to the recording actually make a difference, because this is quite intensive and it's a little bit stuttery both on my end and on the recording end. Let's do this. I wonder if the focus rate actually increases your energy regen or something.
Focus up.
Well, I suppose it makes sense why we have these crazy thunderstorms, considering the bottom part of the landscape is gone. Or it's volcanic. And I've seen in the news and science journals how crazy how crazy weather activity can be in term when there are a lot of volcanoes nearby. And here, well, the landscape is filled, or the bottom landscape is filled with magma. Or very likely to be filled with magma.
Focus up.
Okay, these are seekers. I want to try getting up to them as close as possible so I can get the kill streak going. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my shield on as well as my repair tool for the entirety of this game, probably. Well, if I get skilled enough, I can probably stop using the repair tool, but I really want to keep at least the shield because it blocks so many projectiles. Though once we get to ships that have more ramming capabilities, the shield won't be as useful as stuff like the dash is. Oh no, here it comes. Alright, they're moving in from behind. Once again, I appreciate how we have many different variations of enemies appearing. Oh. Okay, it's getting harder because now they're dropping all sorts of bullets. Before, they just flew forwards, and now they actually fire bullets ahead of me. Nice progression of difficulty, and patterns, because we learned this pattern, and now there's new variations added to these. For these weaker enemies though, having a higher fire rate weapons would be better. We're almost nearing the end, we just have this segment and then a mini boss. I wonder if we're going to get split paths in these missions in the future.
Killing streak.
That's quite a crazy skilled kill streak, that's for sure. Okay, it's dropping all those orbs, or smaller enemies. And that should be it for this mission. And we're out of here. And you want to drop items out of the airlock, especially for the longer missions or chain missions, because, well, you want to dump the bad stuff. Oh, we still only have 10% share, unfortunately. We'll probably get that fixed soon. Well, let's go talk at... Oh, Redemption has noticed us, and something about a first Guardian. If my experience from other games holds true, I suppose the Guardians mean bosses. After all, we've been only facing a lot of mini-bosses of one of two types. Oh, heavy artillery. Okay, so it's a boss encounter, I suppose. We still haven't gotten to the dangerous regions yet. Everything is relatively safe, but as we destroy more and more of Redemption's forces, they're gonna take notice and start attacking us more. And rinse and repeat until we have to destroy Redemption from the core. Yikes, that's a lot of stuff. Let's buy some additional storing space. Now let's organize everything by level and category. Let's do level first. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Okay. Sure, let's go with the wave Gatling, but I would like a little bit more focus fire. I'm a bit concerned about this boss fight coming up. Let's go with the dual Gatling for a change. Let's go for a little bit. Oh, that's bad. Because if I do this, I lose everything, so... And let me go visit the market now and sell off all this junk. Oh, I also have a blueprint. I probably should be putting it in here. Blueprints created from items are always one level lower than their original, unfortunately. And items created with a blueprint aren't... though they can't be converted back into a blueprint to prevent exploits. We can make at least 31 of these. That's quite crazy, but hey, I like it. I don't mind it. So switch over to supplies and start selling off all this junk. If there's only a way to sell... Okay, I can just do that. Wonderful. That I do like all the easy ways of selling off all the stuff if you have a lot of things in your inventory. Once again, a lot of nice quality of life features. Thank you, Alchemy. Almost forgot. Let me just check if there's a better weapon. I suppose I'll find the best stuff in the field, but things are going to be... Well, it seems that the levels of each of these items are going to be relative to what the max level mission I completed was. In this case 9, so it goes up to 9. I think I'll go with the single laser for now. Because I want focus fire more than anything else. Hopefully this doesn't bite me back, or bite me in the butt. Let's upgrade power, and let's see, weapon DPS. Let's upgrade our navigation a bit. After all, I can't really purchase the next ship until I get to grade 3, and that's probably going to take 1 or 2 more parts. Alright, that should be good enough for now, and that should handle most of my ships. Or most of my configurations. So let's go after the first Guardian. Yeah, it is highlighted in orange. That means it's special. Oh, and that will unlock difficulty grade 2 and a new rank of skills. Wonderful. So it's the boss mission. Let's do this. And we have a new team as well. A little bit more serious.
Killing streak.
Ah yes, the scatter laser. This is the base weapon that the interceptor class of ships start out with. It is a little bit lower DPS compared to stuff like the minigun, but because it's always straight firing, well, it's really useful against the harder to hit foes, as well as stuff you need to focus fire on. Like here, for example, it's really useful. But it's going to be a bit more problematic to use against large waves of foes, who I don't need to worry about, who are very easy to hit, basically. Also, like stuff like this.
Skill not ready.
I really need to get my focus up in order to increase my regeneration, I suppose. I'm coming in from behind now. Yeah, I really need to get more focus. Come on. Oh, wow.
Killing streak.
Oh, that's bad. That was just me fumbling.
Focus up. Skill not ready.
Whoa. What am I getting hit? Oh, I see.
Killing streak.
It's these things. What am I getting hit by? I keep...
Focus up.
Oh, I see. I'm too close to those ships, so I keep taking damage. Oh no, these things. I need to take care of the shielded units, otherwise... This is one of the... The only other problem with the laser is that I can't fire directly below me. Which I could do with with most of the other weapons.
Killing streak.
Oh, wow, that's bad. So for attacking enemies who are just directly below or above me, I need to rely on my skills, and the environment's getting really crazy now. Okay, boss time. I see it at the top, there's a boss meter. And we have this thing. Okay, as a defensive curl, which we need to wait for it to open, and then we can attack it. Fair enough, it's relatively easy. For now. Oh, is it gonna fire? Okay, I thought it was gonna fire a giant laser or something.
Skill not ready.
Okay, fair enough. I probably could have just relied I could have just relied on the weathered minigun.
Focus up.
And I do like there was a subtle warning over there that it was going to roll into me.
Skill not ready.
One more should do it. There we go. The first Guardian has been defeated. I would have liked an official name for this boss, but oh well. The first step. Could have done a little bit better, but I took a lot more damage because I forgot that the new enemies actually start shooting at me at close range. And we've unlocked difficulty grade number 2. Maybe we can... let's see. Okay, fair enough. So in order to unlock new missions, we of course need to upgrade our difficulty grade. So let's go to difficulty grade number 2. Before that though, we have a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. So let's talk with Ginger first. And then we'll discuss matters about destroying the first Guardian. Fair enough, let's go through that then. Oh, interesting. We can actually increase the Oh, and for some missions, if the difficulty grade is not high enough, you can't do it. Oh, fair enough. Well, let's see here. Oh, and some some missions are too low for a certain grade, so we need to decrease it. Well, fair enough. Let's try doing the 10% thing, because I thought I got my 10% cut. Then I'll return back to the bar. Oh, this environment. There's another thing I would like to, a little bit of a critique, is that the shmup controls are a little bit too imprecise to what I prefer.
Focus up.
Because I can't really just easily glide through or scrape by most of the enemies. It's a little bit challenging at times. I would really like a slow movement option or something. Or maybe something like a crouch move, like in some other games.
Streak.
And I'll probably have to switch over to the motored minigun soon, because not being able to fire directly above and below me is going to be a slight problem. Or a major problem depending on the boss fight.
Killing streak.
A lot of good stuff we're getting.
Focus up.
Like this, for example. If I can't aim it directly there, I'm going to have a hard time getting through this.
Not ready.
At least I was able to glide right above it, or was sort of able to.
Focus up.
Yeah, I can definitely tell there's a difference in difficulty from difficulty grade 1 compared to 2. I have to be a lot more careful going through these missions now, and upgrade my stuff if I'm going to survive. Which I do like. The first part of the game was rather easy, but I suppose it was a tutorial, de facto tutorial. In fact, I tested out something on my main file, but apparently everything up to Welcome to the Rift is actually part of the tutorial. So if you skip the tutorial, you go right to the Welcome to the Rift mission. And mind you, this stuttering also occurs when I'm not recording, unfortunately. It's just part of the game or my system interactions.
Skill not ready. Focus up.
That should be half the mission. Now I just need to get through the second half.
Killing streak.
Another wave. Oh boy! Now we have all these fleas.
Focus up.
I wonder if you get points for detonating those bombs but not destroying them directly with your weapon.
Focus up.
Oh no! Oh goody! The green bombs. Now they're moving this time.
Killing streak.
Oh, things are getting really crazy. It's getting hard to see stuff. Okay, the ships are moving in. Oh, ow. I dodged the previous segment, but I got comboed by all those ships instead.
Killing streak.
I don't know what to think about that.
Skill not ready. Killing streak.
Okay, these are the ships that will eventually start firing. Yeah, they are. So I gotta be cautious when they start moving in very close to me. So stuff like conflagration skill is going to be a little bit more of a challenge to use. Probably should be focusing more on the structure stat now.
Focus up. Skill not ready.
Oh, now we're gonna have this thing.
Killing streak.
I just need to get below it and use a combination, and it should die really easily.
Killing streak.
And that should be the end of this mission. It seems that some of these missions we can't repeat, but for other ones we can. I suppose the ones that are not repeatable are story-based ones. We got new variants of skills, wonderful. Also, we should be dumping everything out of the hold. Oh, that's the wrong... I keep forgetting that it doesn't switch over to my equipment. You know what, I'm gonna go for one more mission with the laser, but this time I'm gonna be using the scatter laser. And eventually I think that each of the damage types are gonna play a lot bigger role in the future. Speaking of which, I probably should be seeing what items I have access to. Oh yeah, duel. That's gonna be nice. Wait a minute, can I do two of them at once? Oh, I can only have one variant of each of the skills, so it's like a skill tree because the dual flame blade is better than the flame blade, I think. Oh, never mind. The dual flame blade deals less damage but attacks from both front and behind. Well, I suppose that helps. That seems neat. Let me go with Hull Growth, because that benefits more skill play, where if you don't take damage over time, you'll regenerate more health overall. Let's take a look at the advanced active skills and see if we unlocked anything. Focus fire, forked fire, we can slow down time or warp bullets. This seems interesting. Ooh, Parasite Ring. I think I'll take one of them eventually in the future. The Plasma Spear ability may be really useful for more skilled players. Because you can constantly deal damage, especially to more stationary targets. Oh, that would be neat. So I get better gear, but I only get 7% of the credit. Let me go with Mechanics Tip because I'm not being starved for credits right now. So let's do that instead. And I'll lose my killstreak bounty, and I'll lose more of all credits, but right now, I would like better gear. Oh yeah, I also got Parasitic Shell, that seems really useful. Increased shield, I'll buy that. Nah, none of these are really of use to me, Yeah, I'll save off on these. I thought there was a blueprint here, but I kind of forgot where I placed it. Oh well, I'll figure out where it is soon. Let's go on to the next mission. So let's talk about the delivery in more details. I wish there was a way if I could skip the cinematic, because I've seen it a few times already. That seems neat. Alright, 3 pieces of rare gear, let's see. I don't usually like doing this, but... well, I suppose when things call for it, let's do it then. And I'll have to trade off this CPU. Actually, I can convert it to a blueprint, can't I? Let me just get over here and do the conversion. And now I can purchase 5 of these. But of course it's one level lower and there's more variation in stats. So let's purchase 2 of them and see which one has the better stat. I'll go with this one. So let me return back to base, or my hangar, and let me just put that back in my hold, and I'll go to that mission for the last one in this part. Again with the windy territory. Anti-plasma bubble. Alright, 3 rare items, let's do this. In the next part, I'll go talk with Tor, and figure out what he wants. There seems to be some descent or something. This is going to be a long one. Oh good, we actually have something that spreads a little bit. Wonderful. But of course some enemies are going to be resistant against it, so that's going to be a slight problem. And I can fire my sword forwards and backwards. Wonderful. If we get in close range, the laser of course will deal more damage, but at least I have some variation where it shoots, so I don't need to worry about dying as much. I really need to upgrade my shields though, because that one hit just took out all my shields.
Focus up.
Oh, another one of these ways. Well, there really is no need for me to keep going in front of them because I lost the ability to do kill streaks right now. I could I can't really slot out the automatic retreat because, well, they're of the same class. Oh, I see that. If the damage done is in blue, that means I'm dealing less damage. That's a nice variation. That means that this boss is resistant against plasma. Of course it is more resistant because its bullets are blue, and I suppose it's color-coded for convenience, so blue weapons or blue projectiles are plasma-based, or laser-based. Makes sense. Though I wish I could switch between equipped weapons then. That would have been really helpful. Well, at least I can attack it from behind, so that makes dealing with this a lot easier.
Skill not ready. Not enough energy.
Now, if there was only another way I could regenerate my health or energy faster. Well, I know there are skills for that, but I didn't equip them. Wow, the scatter laser makes minced meat out of all these. But of course, I would like more damage.
Not enough
Oh,
energy.
that's the thing I say for most weapons at this point, more damage. But of course, each weapon has their own trade-offs. The minigun series has the best damage, or DPS, but they have issues with aiming, or aim. Because I can't focus fire as much.
Focus up.
I wonder if that 7% cut will increase once I get over the 10% cut from doing this chain of missions. And yellow means it's doing normal damage, I suppose. I wonder what the color of text indicates it's doing effective damage. Okay, they're coming in from behind, and quite hot. Oh, this is getting a little bit laggy. And a bit scary to go through, but at least there was a safe area. Okay, the next part will have a mini-boss, so we gotta be prepared for that. Of course, if it's the same mini-boss as before, well, he's gonna be quite resistant against all my... Yeah, he's resistant.
Skill not ready.
At least they're not completely immune to my attacks, otherwise that would have been much more of a problem. Oh, wait a minute. White damage is normal damage, yellow damage is crit damage or effective damage. That's good to know. So these, I'm consistently getting a lot of crits. So this is going to be kind of like a crit weapon or something.
Skill not ready. Focus up.
The next mini-boss should be showing up any time now. Time to drop everything. Wow, I got a whole bunch of rare items in the mission. Thank you for warning me for dropping all this rare loot. Eventually we're gonna get a lot more better loot in the future, so that's gonna be a bit more of a thing. We're going to have to drop eventually legendary gear. Or epic gear. It isn't that much of a loss, but I would really like to eventually get over a 10% pay cut. Only 7% share, but as you saw, my loot is better. And that's my next mission, or next leaderboard challenge of No Time to Lose, which I may cover near the end as an extra. Well then, in this part, I made it all the way up to grade 2, defeated my first Guardian, and I completed a few more missions for saving the Ark. So in the next part I continue directly and access the Descent mission, or Descent conversation. Well then, thanks for watching, and have a nice day. Toodles!